Spring is in the air, the time of year for gorgeous greenery, sprouting perennials, and flowers in bloom. It's a perfect time to be in the great outdoors, which is why today, Entertainer and Lifestyles TV brings you to the luscious host location at Evergreen Nursery. I'm your host, Maya Trabulsi, and today we'll be giving you ideas on how to get out and enjoy San Diego's famous weather, whether that means vacationing, gardening, or working on having your beach body ready. There's no doubt you'll be inspired to get out and get the most of this beautiful time of year. So snap on your gardening gloves and throw on your favorite hat as we explore this planter's paradise, as well as a few other San Diego treasures. Welcome to this sanctuary where everything an avid gardener or even a novice could possibly want. Today we are joined by Mark Collins, who is founder of Evergreen Nursery. Thank you for having us today in this beautiful host location.
It's my pleasure.
Now, one of the things that makes this place so unique is its sheer size. When somebody first walks in or drives in, where would be the first place that they would want to start?
Well, it is big.
Yeah.
50 acres, that's about a half a mile long. So it's intimidating, but the way to start is to come in and stop at the cashier's hut. At the very entrance, there's a little hut there same place you're going to stop out on the way back. And when you stop there, somebody will answer your questions, give you a map. So it's just like driving around in a little town. The streets have all got street names, there's section numbers. And once you realize that you can go anywhere, you get a little less intimidated by the hugeness of it.
Now, you mentioned one of the unique things about Evergreen Nursery is not only that you can walk around and pick your plants, but you can also drive through. What are some of the benefits of driving your own car through this huge place?
Well, first you get that sense of freedom.
Yeah.
For me, I hate walking through a parking lot and then having to carry something in or carry something out, and I can't get to what I want to see. And today, everybody does two things at once. So you can be sitting there listening to music in your car and cruising around through the nursery, and you can see something from a little sapling all the way up to a huge tree right out your window. It makes it easy, it makes it comfortable, but where the big advantage is you can put things right in your car. So you don't got to schlep it through the cashier stand. You don't put it in the cart, out of the cart. You just put it in your car. Your car is your cart. You got to get it home somehow, and that's how you do it. For bigger orders, we do deliveries as well, but for most everybody, it's just like driving around. Oh, I like that. Boom, you put it right in your car.
Yeah, that's very convenient for your customers. Let's talk a little bit about the plants, the actual plants. Now, all of these plants are grown on site?
That's right. That's kind of one of the things that really differentiate us. When you go to let's just use a discount store, for example. There's lots of plants there in a little postage stamp size section, but there's lots of plants in there. They're grown from maybe 10 to 20 different vendors. They come from all over the country. Different soils, different conditions, grown in greenhouses. These plants are grown in San Diego for San Diegans, and they can take what we have here. We actually sell plants to the general public for less than most discount houses and depots pay for it.
Yet another thing that makes you unique from other retail gardening facilities.
It's a really different concept.
Yet another interesting, unique thing about Evergreen Nursery is the recycling facility that you have just neighboring over the hill.
It's on the site, but it's just in the back corner. But the essence of it is that today, with fuel being what it is and recycling being very important, we have several different things that we do here that are pretty earth-friendly and we do them for a business reason, not because we're trying to save the earth, but it helps along the way. We recycle all the plastic containers. Don't have to be our plastic containers, they can be anybody's. They only specific sizes that we use. And we give them a store credit. Mm-hmm. So people get paid for doing the right thing by recycling. We also take people's yard trimmings. Now, a lot of that is commercial gardeners and so on bringing truckloads of various yard trimmings. When the hedge gets trimmed, the branches have to go somewhere. Then we take those materials and we grind them again and we make soil products. Topsoil, amended topsoil, ground cover mulch, compost. All those things are manufactured right here.
Another great feature of the Evergreen Nursery is that your employees are extremely knowledgeable about the plants that they take care of.
Right. Here, all we have is nurserymen. The guy didn't sell you a washer and dryer a few minutes ago. All we have is plants. There's no paint, there's no lumber, just plants. So one of our answermen that are riding around, answerman or woman, that's riding around in a cart, they're going to know a lot about plants, and they're going to be able to give you good local knowledge about those plants. The Western Garden Book's a fabulous source, but right here we have microclimates, and most of our nurserymen know what's going to work in your yard.
Very knowledgeable and very personable relationship between your customers and your employees.
We hope so.
Which makes this place a remarkable site. But another remarkable site here in San Diego, as we put away our pruning shears, is the Estancia Hotel and Spa in La Jolla. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name's Summer Shoemaker, Director of Conference and Event Services at Estancia La Jolla Hotel and Spa. Thank you for joining us today. Let's take a look at a few things that Estancia has to offer. We are very excited to be able to take you on a tour of one of San Diego's best resorts. The hotel features 21,000 square feet of meeting space, including 16,000 square feet of IAC-certified conference facilities, a full-service spa and fitness center, and multiple award-winning restaurants and lounges. At Estancia, you will find everything you could want from a resort and more. Our newly renovated guest rooms are thoughtfully designed and impeccably furnished for maximum comfort and relaxation. From our soft pillows to our Italian imported linens, your comfort is our priority. At Estancia La Jolla Hotel and Spa, we have approximately 21,000 square feet of meeting space. 16,000 of it includes our state-of-the-art learning center, which has ergonomic tables and chairs comfortable to accommodate up to approximately 500 people in a comfortable setting surrounded by lush gardens. The majority of the rooms open out, allowing for fresh air and open access to the outdoors and rambling outdoor pathways.
My name is Mary Lee Hennings with Ever After Events. I'm a wedding and event planner, and I have the privilege of working at Estancia La Jolla. This property is one of my personal favorite properties. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's just an incredible place to get married or to hold any special occasion. Many clients actually come from out of state, and so it's a huge destination place to have your wedding. You look around and it's romantic and just beautiful. Surrounded by olive trees, the olive lawn holds up to 130 of your closest friends and family. It's a perfect garden setting for any reception or rehearsal dinner. Just off the lobby next to this lovely water feature, surrounded by botanicals and succulents, is the caretaker's lawn. It's the perfect spot for any group breakfast, lunch, or cocktail party. Look at this amazing set of stairs that a bride gets to walk down as she enters for her ceremony site. She then walks down this amazing dramatic landscape of grass all the way up to the picturesque fountain. This is the garden courtyard. It's actually for larger scaled weddings. However, it has that intimate feel to it. It has beautifully landscaped plants and flowers. There's actually over 100 species of plants and flowers in this property. It makes for a perfect venue for a ceremony or any other social occasion you'd like to hold here.
Hi, I'm Brisa Hueso, Director of Spa here at beautiful Estancia. The spa here at Estancia is truly a wellness retreat. From the moment you arrive, you will find yourself surrounded by rose gardens, by eucalyptus trees, rosemary and lavender, all locally grown herbs. The spa here at Estancia has 7 treatment rooms, not including the beautiful garden setups. It has saltwater spas, a eucalyptus steam room, state-of-the-art fitness center, and truly a wonderful atmosphere for anyone that comes to visit us. Together with our wonderful team of wellness professionals that have incredible expertise, that bring something very unique to the table that sets Estancia apart, we will take great care of you when you come to visit us. Let our friendly professionals in our wonderful spa be the setup for this Mother's Day. We invite you to call us and let us take good care of you.
Whatever your occasion, come to Estancia La Jolla Hotel and Spa for your vacationing, meeting, or relaxation needs. There is still so much more to Estancia, and we will continue to share with you the amazing amenities of this resort. We hope to see you here soon. Thank you for joining us on this tour. Back to you, Maya.
Now, as San Diegans, we are continually grateful for our famous climate. Not just great for beachgoers, the climate gives us a lot of choices and flexibility when it comes to gardening. And we're joined again by Mark Collins, founder of Evergreen Nursery. He's going to give us a little tip or two about pruning.
Roses. People have been interested in roses for centuries. And roses come in a wide variety of things that you can do, from a hybrid tea like this one, which can both smell good and be beautiful with a nice long stem.
Beautiful. I can smell her from here.
This one's called sentimental.
Beautiful.
Or perhaps a hedge rose, like the one that we're going to prune on today. Or maybe even a ground cover rose, like this little pink one that doesn't even quite look like a rose. It's so small.
It doesn't. I wouldn't have thought that that was a rose.
And it's so detailed, so it makes a beautiful little border. It's really easy to grow. In fact, roses are easy to grow in general, but there's 3 things you have to do. And the number 1 thing is to be a better butcher.
Okay.
Just like chopping up the meat, you have to chop up the roses. And if you do it enough, you'll be surprised how well they do. But there are 3 things that you need to do. One of them is to prune, and we're going to do some pruning here. We're going to get you to be a better butcher.
Very good. Trim the fat, essentially.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it.
It sounds
so let's
so easy.
prune one.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You furnished me with some gloves.
Right, we've got pink gloves.
No green thumb, but pink gloves.
So, if you had this rose bush in your yard, would you trim it?
I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest with you.
You'd agonize over these
I would.
flowers.
I would probably start with leaves, right?
You'd be sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, this flower looks so good, I can't cut that off. But you need to be vicious, a better butcher. It needs to go all the way away. And when you prune, oftentimes there'll be branches, and you try to open up the inside of the rose bush.
Okay.
So I know you can't bring yourself to do it, but why don't you go ahead and cut that thing all the way down to there.
Right, this guy right here?
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Did it hurt? The rose didn't yell.
Okay.
So
Not that we could hear.
It's been through its blooming cycle. This one, it's
Okay.
early in the spring, and this one hasn't really bloomed all the way through. But when they do bloom through their cycle, they start to make rose buds, rose hips, and that's when they stop flowering. So you have to cut that off.
So it wants to be trimmed.
It wants to be trimmed. It likes it when you're a better butcher.
Okay.
So the first thing you do is prune off all of the old dead foliage, like that, and then you want to thin it out to pretend like you're trying to make a bowl. So in this particular one, there's a big branch right down the middle, and I'm actually going to get rid of that whole branch because we're trying to thin out the inside of that rose. And then we're going to take some of the little branches away.
So what's important here is that you're trimming on the inside. Is that
Right.
important?
Well,
Okay.
we're trying to get more light down to the inside of the rose.
Okay.
Now it looks like I butchered it, and I have.
Okay.
So now that we're done with that, there's a few leaves left. We got to come back through and spray. If you have a small rose garden and a few roses, one of these applicator versions of spray is all you need to do. A little fungicide. And then the last thing, if your garden is bigger, you can use a hose-in sprayer and get more
Okay.
chemicals on a lot of roses. And then the last thing is fertilize. Fertilizing, simple, just a handful. The one we use is called Grow Power. It's amazing how it works. You spread it around the outside of the drip line of the rose. Not right up against the trunk, but just around the outside. That's it.
And then you water it.
And then you water it in.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like that should help you have a rose like this, but that's how we do it, and we do it 6 times a year. So we have 10,000 roses here. We cut about a quarter of them every week. And so there's always some that are freshly coming in bloom, and then there's some that we just trimmed all through the farm.
And how do you keep track of what you've already done and what you have yet to do?
Well, it's pretty easy to tell. We do it by alternate beds,
Okay.
but the roses themselves, if you've been growing roses your whole life, the roses tell you what to do. When they've gone through their bloom and they're starting to go to just a bud, the leaves will start to change color. In fact, you can see on these that we just did here,
Yeah.
how they got a few spots and they
Right.
started to yellow a little bit.
That's an indication.
That's when they're actually running out of power. And so by cutting them back, you reinvigorate them, You spray to make sure there's no fungus problems. Fertilize. Out they come roaring with new flowers.
And what about bugs?
Well, bugs are a bit of a problem. These sprays that we use also have insect killers built right in them. And so it's sort of a one-shot deal when it comes to the spray.
Our thumbs are about to get that much greener as we dive into another tip with Mr. Mark Collins, founder of Evergreen Nursery, and he's got this beautiful setup for us, about to make something magnificent. What do we got going on?
How about a garden gift? Maybe it's Mother's Day or Easter.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a dear friend needs to get cheered up by a bowl of flowers.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan?
I like it. Where do we get started?
The place we start, we're going to make a color bowl no matter what.
A color bowl.
There's 2 different sizes. And where would you start with a color bowl? I guess it takes a bowl.
A bowl.
And some dirt. And the real story starts with how good the dirt is. If you just use crummy dirt in your color bowl, there's not a chance of it really doing well. So it's important to start out with a soil that really works for color bowls. The one we use is some stuff made by E.B. Stone specifically for color bowls.
Okay.
Just high enough so that the plants you're planning on using fit down at the level of the top of the bowl. So you start out with the dirt, and then we have to decide whether we want something big and flashy or whether we want something real small and petite. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'd say go with petite. I think that's my gut feeling.
So, this little pot here, we could do a nice little tight thing, maybe using Arissimum.
Okay.
Nothing pretty.
That's gorgeous.
It's very small. It stays small, but it just has flowers all the time. So we're just simply going to pop it out of the pot. Maybe we'll pop it out of the pot. There it goes. We're going to see how it's got such a fibrous bunch of roots? I'm just going to scratch that up a bit.
Okay.
Not any big deal.
You just scratch it up, okay.
There you go. All right. Look at her go. Those paint gloves are dangerous.
Now, why is that scratching important?
Well, because the roots are going to all be in the same old container, and we want them to take off in different directions. We want to get a good start in this new soil. Now, this is a little taller than the rest of our stuff, so we're going to dig a hole in here with our hands, and we're going to set that at about the right level.
Now, can you split this in half?
We could.
Okay.
But this one, I want it to just be a little mound if we can. Then the next thing is, we want to brighten it up a bit. So this stuff right here is pretty bright. So we stick a few of those in, just like that.
All right,
This might be a little tall. We're going to spread it out. Try your side. I'll spin it around for you.
Do we do scratching on this one too?
Yeah, not so much.
Okay.
It's a smaller plant. There you go.
So we want to try and stay symmetrical.
Yeah, let's put 3 in. So just get a third over the a little farther over. There we go. Now, we're almost there. This one's going to be easy. And so now we want just a little tight border. So what we're going to use for that is just some alyssum. So in we go with the alyssum. Let's put 2 in on each side.
That's looking great.
It really is. You need one more white one. Can you grab a white one over there?
Yeah, let's do it.
There we go. And lo and behold, it's done. That simple. Now we're going to add a little dirt back in around the edges.
Okay.
Make sure there's no dry cells. I'll get you a little more dirt here from this bucket. You can use the buckets a lot of times just to get the edges.
Okay, we're just going to move this plant.
Keep that one out of the way so we can see our pot. And lo and behold, we didn't plant it that way, but it looks like the Chargers. We've got the blue and gold
going for us. Are you sure you didn't plan that?
We did not.
Thanks so much, Mark, for those tips. And for more tips, go to evergreennursery.com or go to sdentertainer.com. And here to talk more about San Diego Entertainer and Lifestyles magazine is the associate editor, Taryn Hune.
Thank you, Maya. My name is Taryn. I'm the associate publisher for the San Diego Entertainer magazine. We're really excited to be launching a few great new things in the community, and basically over the years have established ourselves as the place for our readers to go to find information, everything from local restaurants, favorite recipes, local events, and we love to highlight local businesses for all the great things that they're doing. So yeah, a couple years ago, probably 5 years ago, we actually relaunched the Entertainer magazine away from its original print format into an electronic format, and
Being said we did that, it makes it so much easier for readers to find the information that they need. In the past, we've established ourselves as really the place to go. We like to call ourselves the source for everything San Diego. And our readers have not only trusted us to provide that information over the years, but we are continuing to actually ask and request our readers' feedback via Facebook, Twitter, online on our website as well, and we like to incorporate that feedback, especially when it comes to local bands, small local eateries, those types of things. We really like to take our readers' feedback into account, and oftentimes we'll be able to feature a local business that they really care about, and it just is a way to give back to the community. Well, we really hope that our readers and viewers will continue to tune to us, the San Diego Entertainer Magazine and SDentertainer.com, for their news and information about San Diego. It's a great city, and we love to be your source for everything San Diego.
Okay, Mark, what do we have here?
Kumquats. You said that kumquats were among your favorites?
Yes, they are. I love them.
Well, we carry two kinds here, both miwa and nagami. This is a nagami.
Yeah.
It's prized for its foliage. And,
well, how do you know when they're ready to eat?
that one's looking a little green. You
How
might
about
want
this
to pick
one?
one that's pinker.
Yeah?
There you go.
Yeah, should I give it a shot?
Still early in the season, but walk on the wild side. See how it goes.
That's a delicious fruit.
Well, that fruit's ripe. You might want to try a grapefruit, but I think you better wait. These won't be ripe for another 2 months.
They are beautiful grapefruits, but I think this time I'm going to wait until they're ready to eat. We're going to continue walking the grounds, but we're going to send you over to our friends at the Sporting Club San Diego for a fitness tip and how to choose your personal trainer.
Hi, my name is Kris Machain. I'm the fitness manager here at the Sporting Club, and today we're going to talk about how to choose a personal trainer. Before you do any kind of physical activity, it's always really important that you do a fitness assessment with a trainer. This is where you're going to set the goals, and the trainer is going to find out what needs to be worked on throughout your training. It's also really important that you choose a personal trainer that has experience, but more important to me, someone who's motivational. It's also really important that the trainer learns any kind of physical or biomechanical issues that you might have, and this is where they're going to coach you on nutrition. At the Sporting Club, most of our trainers have degrees in sports sciences, but everybody's required to have 2 nationally recognized certifications and have expertise in biomechanics, kinesiology, and any kind of sports-specific training that you might have. The most important thing is that you have somebody that is patient but demanding. You ultimately want somebody that you can trust and that can lead you to the goals that you might have.
Hi, my name is Kevin Bree. I'm the aquatics director here at the Sporting Club. And as you can see behind me, we have a 3 to 4 lane, 25 meter pool, which is considered a junior Olympic pool, and it's heated to 82 degrees year round. I also specialize in coaching people who want to be involved in the sport of triathlon, and mainly people don't know how to swim, so I can teach them that. Swimming is a great exercise. I get a lot of people with injuries out here that want to improve their stroke and also have some kind of activity where they can keep their fitness all year round.
I'm here with Sarah today. We're going to be going through a bent over row progression. I really love this exercise. It's a great exercise for beginners, and the reason for that is it really helps to train the client to get in proper alignment for a variety of different exercises. So again, a fundamental exercise. If I can train Sarah to get into a proper alignment, then we can go through a variety of different exercises. So for the bent over row, the setup's really important. What I'm going to have Sarah do is get in a squat stance. And for a squat stance, you're just going to have your feet just outside your hips. Okay? She's going to soften her knees, and then I'm going to have Sarah send her tailbone back in a bent over position. And the really important thing here is that Sarah really focuses on keeping her spine extended. Now what that looks like is her chest is almost like it's elevated, and she has a nice line here, about 45 degrees with her spine. From this position, really simple, all I'm going to have her do is bring her elbows right up to her side with her palms facing each other. She's going to focus on squeezing her shoulder blades together like she's squeezing a pencil, and then she's going to, with control, lower those hands right back down to the ground. So let's do about 5 reps here. Again, focusing on that really nice squeeze, controlling on the way down. It's always really important to focus on controlled lowering. Really want to train that eccentric loading pattern. Let's do 2 more. And the last one here, nice squeeze. Beautiful. And then go ahead and come on back up. Now the second progression for this is a bent over row in a wide elbow position. And for this one, all I'm going to have her do is bring her elbows up in a nice L shape. So go ahead and bring those elbows up. Now again, the wider you go with your hands in any kind of back exercise, the more outside of your back you're going to work. On our first exercise, she had her hands more in a narrow position, which allowed her to more work the center of her back. And now again, with this wide position, engaging more of the outside of the lats, as well as her rear delts. Beautiful. Good, let's do 2 more here. Make those nice L's. And then 1 more, and then come on back up. Beautiful. Okay, the final progression. And what I would normally do is have my client drop down to a little bit of a lower weight, but if you have a really strong client, they can move right into this exercise. We're going to do that same progression, except we're going to add an external rotation to the exercise. So we're going to go back into that wide grip row, and all I'm going to have her do is add some external rotation. Now you can tell the exercise is pretty challenging because she's shaking a little bit here, so let's try about 3 more reps here. Again, making a nice L, and then bringing those hands straight up, and then back down. Lots going on here. We're working on that rotator cuff complex. We're also, again, working those rear delts, and then with the row, she's working on those lats. Good, let's do 1 more here. Come on back up. Nice, safe position. Perfect. Thank you for joining us for our exercise tips. I hope you learned a couple things that you can do on your own or here at the club. We hope to see you here soon.
We're all cleaned up now, but there's nothing quite like getting your hands dirty and learning something about plants. Where can some of our viewers go to learn more about plants?
Well, for starters, our website. The website's simple. It's evergreennursery.com. But we have a section there called Info at Evergreen. And so if you have a garden question, you can just send it in. We'll answer it right away quick. And we know, because it's what we do. Like I said before, there's no lumber here, no paint, just plants.
Just plants.
But we also have Twitter and Facebook, and we blog a little.
Yeah.
We have lots and lots of articles about various things. And what's unique about people's gardens questions is that you might think your question is not a good one. Every time I've done a talk somewhere, somebody has a question, and 3 other people stand up and say, yeah, that was my question.
What about seminars and classes?
So every Saturday we have seminars. People come, they're very religious about coming. It's a different topic every weekend. And afterwards, they go out and shop at the nursery. So bring your questions, see us at Info at Evergreen. We'll be waiting for you right here at Evergreen.
Thanks so much, Mark. Now, it's been a glorious day here at Evergreen Nursery, and I hope that you will take the time to visit sometime really soon. Thanks once again for joining us on this episode of E&L TV. Please continue to watch us the first Sunday of every month, and don't forget to reach out to us with your most interesting San Diego finds. We love to hear from you and what you treasure about America's finest city. I'm Maya Trabulsi. From all of us here at Entertainer and Lifestyles Television, thanks for joining us.